It's your boy Legendx, you already know how we rockin'. You saw the title, man. You saw the title of the video. You know what we're about to do. I've created the monk in Burning Crusade, just like I did with the Demon Hunter, Frost Death. I need to do the Frost Death Knight again. I did that a long time ago on a vanilla server. I need to hop on that character and replicate their abilities and do that again. That was a lot of fun. But right now we're on the monk. So here's the spells I'm using. I found a random punch spell from an NPC that makes him throw punches. It's perfect, and he's using fist weapons just to make it a little more realistic. Found a kick ability. It says 875 to 1,000 damage, but it's actually perfect because the damage doesn't scale too much off of attack power and crit, so it's very realistic amounts of damage. The only problem is the stun. The stun does not have a lock rate. So like any stun, once you do it too many times, the person becomes immune to it. This, they do not. We're using Whirlwind to replicate our Fist of Fury. This is a NPC Whirlwind though, so it's channeled just like what's name. Only downside is I can't move at all. If I move at all, it completely cancels it. So it's a little unrealistic, unfortunately, but this is TBC. There is no ability that allows you to move while casting charge, as far as I know. This is still work in progress though. It ain't done yet. We got, who the fuck? Out of here. We got Hammer Punch. This I got to replicate the, what's the stun ability that monks have? I forgot the name of it. But it's the one stun ability that monks have. It's a little strong. It does like 1,000 damage, but it's not like horrendous. After all, we are very well geared, so I can't really say whether something is too strong or not too strong when I'm wearing full set of Brutal Gladiator. We're using Speed to replicate Tiger's Lust. We're using Blink to replicate Roll. Blade Flurry just for a little added haste and AoE. We're using this joint right here for parry and disarming, because I know monks have some disarm ability. I just forgot what it's called. We're using Heal to replicate the one heal that monks have. This is on a global cooldown too, so I can't spam it. Only downside is it doesn't have a limit. Like monks have it's a cast time, just a really short cast time, and it costs energy. There's nothing like that in TBC, so it's the closest I could get to a light heal. We're using Mind Flay to replicate Crackling Jade Lightning, and we're using Reflection to replicate that one ability that monks have where you put the joint on and it eats all damage and sends it back to whoever's attacking you, or to whoever you put it on. And Evasion, I'm gonna fuse these two together. Well, I was supposed to, but I kept forgetting. Just so it can do it for melee damage as well, because this is only for magical damage. And we're gonna put Evasion up ahead first to give it a cooldown when I do that. This is still a work in progress though. There will be more I'm going to do, just like with the Demon Hunter and the what's name. Although the Demon Hunter is pretty much done, there's not really much more I can do with the Demon Hunter. There's only so many Fellfire abilities in TBC before you start reaching the 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 damage range from boss NPCs versus regular NPCs. As for this guy, there's a lot more I can do for him to make him more monk-like, because there's still a lot of stuff we're missing. Like a touch of death type ability, something that hits real hard once the person gets to, like, what is it, 20% health, I think. So yeah, a little bit more stuff we're gonna do to make it even better. But for now, let's get straight up into it. We got good old Wrathy. So for those who don't know, Kabuki Jones is my monk, and this character is actually really old. He started off as a joke character I made back in like Cataclysm, I think, and I ended up sticking with him. The joke was I used to make really stupid names, and Kabuki Jones was one of them. I had Kabuki Jones, Burglark, and other dumb character. I had Burnforth and Jern Willis. All kinds of stupid character names, but for some reason Kabuki just stuck. And originally he was supposed to be a Fury Warrior, but as time came on, of course, when the monk dropped, I'm like, wait, his name is Kabuki Jones. He'd be perfect as a monk. I never actually made him into a character though until late BFA, where I finally made him into a legitimate character. Beforehand, he never actually truly existed. He was like I said, a joke character that was in one video I did mad long time ago. And the joke was it was Kabuki Jones stuck in the nether because I was never actually going to make the character a thing. So I was just acting like he was a human, a very powerful human warrior who got stuck in a prison in the nether, in Netherstorm. And that was literally it. He was in one video like 10, 11 years ago. I'm like, you know, I should make him an actual character now that the monk is a thing and it fits his name, Kabuki Jones. Although it's not his full name, the Kabuki is like a name, a placement, kind of like how Jadam the Legendary. Jadam's name isn't Jadam the Legendary; it's just Jadam. Legendary is his title. So that's where the Kabuki Jones character comes from. I was gonna make him a whole little backstory and all that. I might. I mean, if you see it, then you see it. If you don't see it, then it didn't happen. But if you do see it, then it happened. Alright, so in terms of overall strength, he is actually not too far from a monk, and he's not quite as overpowered as a Walla. I tried to make a Walla as realistic as possible, but because the amount of magical damage she deals, yeah, she came out a bit strong. What the frick, boy? She came out a bit freaking strong, so that was the one issue we had with a Walla overall, because the amount of caster damage. He nice with the hands though. He nice like that. Watch this. Oh! It's kind of hard to say if he's really that overpowered. He's just well geared. I don't think this damage would be that magnetic. With whatever the frick that word was I just said. I don't think that was a real word. He's not as ridiculous as he seems. He's just so freaking well geared. I mean, what can I say? I PvP a lot, you know? He has regular hand haste. So his speed isn't frick shooting like that. His hand speed is nothing more special than any rogue would be, because he is on a rogue base, of course. Best way to get... Dang, okay, you're just gonna take my kill. Full protection warrior out here putting in work. I see you. What's going on? I'm saying this is the same kill speed as far as I can tell. This kill speed looks no different from if a rogue was just beating the dookie out of somebody, honestly. Dodge. Only downside, as you can see, it doesn't last nearly as long as a real what's-name would last. He has a pretty healthy amount of crit though, I will say that. What are we looking like? 41% with all these dang buffs on, so he is very crit healthy. I never touch the character's stats though, so something could be unrealistic, something might be unrealistic. I wouldn't know because I never touch their stats. I leave the stats completely base. I feel like touching stats could break the character and make them way more ridiculous than they ever need to be. Especially when all you gotta do is put some gear on them and they'll be fine. Ow! I fucking love the kick. Ooh! I love this right here though. Feels nice. I need to do the Death Knight, because I gotta make Death Knight Jadam anyways. So y'all will be seeing the Death Knight soon. And I'm still working on the power build. I'm trying to get it quickly done before Wrath Lynch can come out, of course. Yo, these niggas is nice with the frost traps. I ain't even gonna count. Not nice enough though. Not nice enough though. What the f? Oh. You boys with the shields, man. Oh, you ain't got no armor. Headed for it, boy. Gotta go after the softies first, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got no armor. Give me your weapon, boy. Yes, sir. None of that. None of that. Dodge. What kind of warlock out here dodging? Stupid. Oh, I don't have food. I just realized that. Oh dear. I forgot to give myself food. Hey, yeah, mines. They're gonna be back here real soon. I need a heal. If I could receive one, that would be great. Oh, I have heals. What am I talking about? Problem is, I'm not supposed to be able to use this as much. This is the issue. But there's nothing, no heals that are based off of energy in this game at this moment of time, you know what I'm saying? And of course, because he's a monk, he has to have that. Okay. Never seen that happen before. He has to have that high-end mobility, you know what I'm saying? Huh? My ability didn't work. Forgot it. Ouchie. Stupid. Working dummy. Uh oh. Sit there and watch me. Don't do nothing. Yeah, I don't blame them. What can they do to Kabuki Jones? None of that. There'll be none of that. None of that. None of that right there, boy. We got every base, or are we losing bases? Oh, we lost two. Is there a heal somewhere? Speed? I don't need no speed. I need some heals out here. So, it's healthy. Some might say maybe a little too healthy. But I don't disagree. After all, there is no limitations I can truly put on these characters. That's why they're a long work in progress, you know what I'm saying? That's why they don't just happen right then and there. Hit. A little low. Third. Now, I'm not really sure what else I could do to make it proper, because there's a lot that goes into this, of course, and I'm just adding random abilities I find that look or replicate what I need. You know what I'm saying? Versus truly making and scripting a class. I don't know how to do all that. Doing this raw form, and the rawest form of it. Oh! There's a lot of people behind me. I was not paying. Uh-oh. I was not paying. Uh-oh. 3 of those bases. They're fighting at mines, but they're not really fighting at mines. Hunter. Sammy. Shoot.
It's too far away.
That's how you get the person with the lowest health. You feel me? Sir, what are you doing? Oh, be none of that. Sir. Yeah, see? The kill speed really ain't that crazy. It's when they crit. The crit is crazy, but then again, because I'm based off of a rogue, that's kind of why. This man's crit is ridiculous. So originally when I would do stuff like this, I would base them on the wrong class, and sometimes it legit would not work well, which was crazy to me because I'm like, how's this not working? You actually gotta put them on the proper way you're making the character. So originally with the character Zay, with the my striker class, I made her on a roll. It really wasn't that good. I'm like, this is oddly whack for what it is. I was expecting a lot more. And that's because the roll, they just didn't have that raw strength that you would need for the character I was making. When I switched her to a warrior, it was beautiful. Maybe a little too strong, so I still got to tune that character. But like this is definitely something that would work on the base of a rogue versus, you know, a warrior. Because the crit is beautiful, the speed is beautiful, his defense isn't too high. He feels kind of like a monk. Not too strong, not too powerful, jack of all trades, but the master of none, you know what I'm saying? He can't stun like a rogue can stun, he can't control like a rogue can control, but his mobility is far better. He can't be brute-like like a warrior, but he's strong enough, you know what I'm saying? Much like a monk. He ain't gonna crush somebody in like freaking 2 hits unless he's thoroughly outgears him like a warrior will, but he will put a slight faster hurting on somebody than a rogue will. As where a rogue will easily control somebody far better than a monk will. You know what I'm saying? So it works. It works. As where the Demon Hunter, where that failed, wasn't on character flag? Where the Demon Hunter failed was, man, every ability I had to use was caster damage. And the problem is damage in modern Warcraft don't work like it did in old school Warcraft, you know what I'm saying? Old school Warcraft, you couldn't eat caster damage. There wasn't very much of anything that would allow you to just simply eat caster damage, as where there is today. Damage is way different today versus back then. So it's crazy how well this one came out versus the Demon Hunter. I'm gonna definitely have to do a bit of tuning on her. Maybe get rid of some of the, take that spell power trinket off. Those NPC abilities build incredibly well off of the slightest amount of spell power. It's kind of crazy, so I might need to do that for her. I put a trinket on that gives me 300 spell power with the proc, and it takes her abilities from doing 500 damage to like 900, which some might say isn't very much. But you gotta remember, it's a melee class that's doing 900 spell damage. You know what I'm saying? The paladin can do that, but they're slow. They're limited to a two-hander. That character, she's dual-wielding. So that, think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? It was like that long time ago when I made a video of a dual-wielding paladin. It made the paladin way more overpowered because now you're doing a substantial amount of magic damage while dual wielding. So you're releasing this damage much faster than normal. So normally, if you're using Seal of Righteousness, you know what I'm saying, yeah, and that joint is doing 300 damage per two-hander swing, you're doing that damage every 3.60 seconds, 3.60 to 3.80 seconds. You know, for the typical level 62 hander. With dual wielding, now you're doing that damage every 2.6 seconds on 2 separate weapons. So instead of hitting that 300 to 500 magic damage every 3.80 seconds, let's say you're using the Might of Menethil, you know what I'm saying, best two-hander in vanilla, right? Might of Menethil is a 380 speed. You're doing that damage every 3.8 seconds, every nearly 4 seconds. If you're a low level, let's say you're using the Pacifier, you're doing that damage every 4 seconds, right? You're dual wielding now, you're doing that damage every 2.6 seconds. It's coming out way faster than it should ever be coming out. And now you're doing 300 to 500 magic damage every 2.6 seconds on 2 separate weapons, you know what I'm saying? The damage is way crazier than a paladin should ever be dishing out. And that video proved that well when I did it, because she was hitting fast as freaking hard as freaking. Way harder than a paladin should be doing. Killing way faster. And it was hilarious because there was somebody in the comment section, she's like, no, this wouldn't work because the damage, paladins work on burst damage. I'm like, dog, Did you watch the video or did you look at it for 2 seconds and then hit play? I mean, hit pause and left a comment. Because if you were watching the video, you would have been able to see that the dual wield was very clearly killing at a much faster rate. And so that's the difference here. With this guy, because it's melee damage, he feels natural here. As for Awala, I gotta work on that character. She was killing crap way too fast. When I looked at y'all saw that I just looked at the skill board, I had 20 kills. That's not crazy. I've done that multiple times against real people, against bots, on various characters, on Raimundo, who's a warrior, Arms Warrior, Jadam, who's a combat rogue, J-Rack, who's a subtlety rogue. Getting 20 kills ain't hard at all. With Awala, at the end of that video, I had 40 kills. I've never gotten that many kills in one battle. I'm sure some people have, but I don't know. The average person ain't pulling that, and I've never even done that. So this guy, he feels nice. He feels nice. I'm gonna add a little bit more just to make him more natural and give him better defense, because his defense is kind of lackluster. But I think the only thing that really saved me from dying that whole battle is the fact that I'm very well geared. Other than that, I think if I had less gear and was more equal to the average person in that BG, probably wouldn't have gotten kills as fast. I'm just well geared. So other than that, he feels nice. He feels natural. It feels like this could have actually been something. As for the Demon Hunter, a little too strong. Gotta work on her. We're gonna film some more videos with that character because that was a lot of fun. And the AoEs is a bit ridiculous, but like I said, there's only so many Fellfire abilities in this game without stepping into the boss Fellfire abilities, which do like 5,000, 17,000 damage. But other than that, yeah, he feels nice. I'm out of here, folks. If you enjoyed the video, that's good. If you didn't enjoy the video, that's good. Either way, you watched it. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. I don't know why I always say make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because I have an outro that literally says it, but I always say it anyways. Notification bell, all that other book. I'm out of here.
Legendary. Legendary.